The world spun. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 900, or 900 as his friend Captain N called him, tumbled through the digital void. He landed with a metallic clang on hard-packed dirt. Dust devils danced around him, the air tasted metallic wrong. This wasn't their reality, this was Fallout, Montana.
Where are we, 900?
Captain N's voice crackled from his speaker. He sounded small, lost. 900 extended his optical sensors, scanning the desolate landscape. 900, unknown, analyzing terrain, high radiation levels detected, must locate shelter. They needed information, a beacon in this digital wasteland. 900 accessed his internal database, cross-referencing with the limited data they had on Fallout, Montana. There, Vault 87, a potential haven, a source of knowledge. 900, this way, Captain N, we have much to discover. The trek to Vault 87 was perilous. They dodged packs of feral ghouls, their decaying bodies glowing with radioactive energy. Radroaches the size of small dogs skittered across their path. 900, with his superior strength and armor, cleared a path for Captain N.
Watch out!
Captain N yelled, pointing his finger gun at a giant scorpion. 900 reacted instantly, his arm transforming into a laser cannon. The blast vaporized the scorpion, leaving behind a cloud of acrid smoke. 900, threat neutralized. Finally, they reached the entrance of Vault 87. The massive vault door emblazoned with the Vault-Tec logo was ajar. A figure stood silhouetted in the entrance, his muscular arms crossed.
Well, looky here, we got ourselves some visitors.
Captain N gasped.
It's John Cena.
John Cena chuckled, the sound booming through the wasteland. His laughter echoed off the barren rocks, a rare sound in such a desolate place. It was almost as if the wasteland itself was momentarily brought to life by his mirth.
You got that right, kid. It's not often we get visitors around these parts. Name's Cena, and this here's my humble abode. It may not look like much, but it's home.
He beckoned them inside, a gesture that seemed both welcoming and cautious. The vault was a stark contrast to the desolate wasteland. Fluorescent lights flickered, casting long shadows. People milled about, their faces etched with a mixture of hope and despair. The air was thick with the scent of metal and oil, a reminder of the vault's mechanical heart.
You folks look lost. Not many find their way here without a purpose. What brings you to Vault 87? It's not exactly on the tourist map.
Captain N, still starstruck, stammered, trying to find the right words.
We got sucked into the game. One moment we were playing and the next we were here. We need to find a way back home. This place, it's not where we belong.
Cena raised an eyebrow, clearly intrigued by their story.
Sucked into the game, huh? That's a new one. Never heard that before. Look, I can't help you with that, but I might know someone who can. There's a guy, a bit of a recluse, but he knows things.
He pulled out a crumpled map, its edges singed and torn, a relic from a time long past.
This here's a grid map of Montana. It's old, but it should get you where you need to go. Head north to Hebgen Mountain. There's a fella there named McKeith who knows these parts better than anyone. He might have the answers you're looking for.
Captain N took the map, his eyes wide with hope. This was their first real lead.
Hebgen Mountain? Thanks, Mr. Cena. We won't forget this.
Just Cena, kid. And remember, stay sharp, and watch yourselves out there. This wasteland ain't kind to strangers. It's full of dangers you can't even imagine.
The journey to Hebgen Mountain was fraught with danger. Giant mutated insects buzzed through the air, their stingers dripping with venom. Packs of feral dogs, their fur matted and teeth bared, stalked them from the shadows. But 900, with his laser cannons and unwavering resolve, kept them safe. As they climbed the slopes of Hebgen Mountain, the air grew colder. The wind howled, whipping their hair and clothes. Finally, they reached the summit. A lone figure stood there, silhouetted against the setting sun.
You the folks Cena sent?
Yes, we need your help.
Name's Keith. And unless you're carrying a truckload of Radaway, I ain't got much to offer.
We're looking for information, 900 stated, his voice cutting through the wind. Information about anomalies, dimensional rifts.
Dimensional rifts? Sounds like you've been hitting the psycho a little too hard.
Suddenly, a chorus of screeches echoed from behind the rocks. A group of creatures emerged, their eyes glowing with an eerie intelligence. They were apes, but larger than any normal ape, their fur matted and discolored.
Well, ain't that something? Looks like we got company.
The apes surrounded them, their screeches growing louder. One of them, larger than the others, stepped forward. To their surprise, it spoke.
No harm. We saw you with Sina. You seek knowledge. We can help.
Captain N and 900 exchanged wary glances. Talking apes? This was stranger than even they expected. The world had changed so much, and yet this was beyond their wildest imaginations. They had seen many oddities in their travels, but intelligent apes were a new frontier. You can talk? Captain N asked, his voice a mixture of awe and apprehension. He had heard rumors, whispers of creatures evolving in the wasteland, but never had he encountered one. The reality of it was both fascinating and terrifying.
We are not like our brethren, the lead ape said. We are touched by the fire, gifted with intelligence. The fire had changed them, given them the ability to think, to reason, to speak. It was a gift, but also a curse, as it set them apart from their kind. He gestured to the wasteland behind them. We come from the east, from the ruins of New York. Our home, the Bronx Zoo, is no more. The once bustling city, now a desolate wasteland, had forced them to leave in search of a new sanctuary.
New York? Captain N exclaimed, but that's hundreds of miles from here. The journey must have been perilous, fraught with dangers at every turn. How had they survived such a trek?
The wasteland is vast, the ape said, his voice laced with sadness. We have traveled far, seeking a new home. The journey had taken its toll on them, but they were determined to find a place where they could live in peace.
Keith lowered his rifle slightly, his eyes narrowed. What do you know about dimensional rifts? He had heard stories, legends of rifts that could transport beings across vast distances, even between worlds.
The ape turned to him, its glowing eyes piercing. We know of them. The rifts are dangerous, unpredictable, but they hold the key to many mysteries of this world. They had encountered them before, and the knowledge they held was both a blessing and a curse.
Captain N leaned forward, his excitement growing. Who? Who can help us?
The ape grinned, revealing a mouthful of sharp teeth. A voice in the wasteland, a voice that speaks to all. 3 Dog.
The name hung in the air, sending a shiver down Captain N's spine. 3 Dog, the legendary radio DJ of the Capital Wasteland. But what was he doing all the way out here in Montana?
3 Dog, Captain N whispered, his voice filled with awe. But he's just a legend.
Legends have a way of being true, Keith said, his voice low. And 3 Dog, he's got a knack for being where the action is.
The lead ape nodded. He broadcasts from a place of power, a place untouched by the fire, Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. The name sent a thrill of excitement and trepidation through Captain N, the legendary national park, now a radioactive wasteland. But if anyone knew how to get them home, it was 3 Dog.
We'll take you to him, the lead ape offered, but it will be a perilous journey. The path to Yellowstone is fraught with danger.
Captain N didn't hesitate. We're in, he said, his voice filled with determination. Lead the way.
900, always the voice of reason, interjected. Captain, we must proceed with caution. The information provided by these apes is unverified.
I know, 900, Captain N said, placing a hand on his metallic friend's arm. But we've got to try. 3 Dog is our best shot at getting home.